Are you looking to establish a powerful online presence for your brand? Look no further than Live the Dream Media. Our team of experts possess the capabilities and skills necessary to make it happen. From creating compelling content to analyzing data and making strategic decisions, we've got it covered. Don't let a lack of social media know-how hold you back. Visit ltdmedia.net for more information.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
We can print anything on our soft vanilla logo cookies. We deliver them and other sweet treats locally. We are located at 4249 West Ina Road, Suite 121. Call us 520-300-1131. We bake smiles.
Copper Creek Cookies, Copper Creek Cookies, coppercreekcookies.net.
Welcome back to the Local Marana Podcast. It's your host, David Samorano. I'm back. I'm here with a very special guest today, Coach Phillip Steward, Marana High School Football Tigers football team. How are you, man?
I'm doing all right, man. I'm excited. You know, we started off with a good summer right now, so really excited. We got practice this afternoon. You know, I'm able to get back with the boys. Yeah. My freshman class coming in today, so I'm really excited about that.
Putting them to work.
Oh, yeah. They worked out this morning, so they get to come out and do practice today. So
that's awesome.
We're really excited about that.
That's awesome. Well, Coach, we have a lot of questions for you today, as we do a lot of other people, but we have a lot for you because I'm a huge football fan. I played at Marana High School. I'm an alumni.
Okay.
So this is a big deal for me to have you here. The first thing I want to talk about is how does Coach Steward end up here in Marana High School? Let's talk about the journey. Man. What was young Coach doing? Where did he play?
So I'm from Houston, Texas, born and raised. I went to Hightower High School. It's in Missouri City, outside of Houston, you know, about probably like 15, 20 minutes outside of Houston. Born and raised, I went to Hightower High School for all 4 years. I ended up earning a scholarship to the University of Houston where I played under Coach Kevin Sumlin.
Nice.
You know, yeah, my quarterback was Case Keenum. You know, a lot of people know the phenom, Case Keenum. He destroyed college football. So I had the opportunity to play with him. And after that, I had the opportunity to go play with the St. Louis Rams when they were still in St. Louis.
No kidding.
Under Jeff Fisher, yeah. I was there for about a year and a half, too. I ended up tearing my Achilles.
Oh, no.
Yeah, I tore my Achilles, you know, but they kept me on the roster, so I was there. I learned a lot from them. You know, I had maybe 2 defensive coordinators when I was there, so I learned a lot from both of my coordinators. And then they ended up releasing me. You know, I was still rehabbing my Achilles. They ended up releasing me, and I ended up going to Canada, Saskatchewan.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
okay.
way in Canada. Yeah. So Canada was fun. It was different from here. You know, the field's wider. You know, some of the receivers get to run and start and stuff like that. So it was a little different. You know, even the special teams, you know, if you're a special teams guy, special teams was a little different. Like with the kick returns or the punt returns, you had to give the returner 5 yards.
Okay.
So you couldn't go within that 5-yard box. You had to kind of stop and break down before getting there, or it was a penalty. Because in there, the rule is they have to return it. They can't fair catch. They have to return it, but you have to give the 5-yard space. And that was a little difficult for me because I'm like, there's no way I'm stopping, Coach. I'm going to run through that box. I'm going to pick up a penalty every time. So I was in Canada for a year. I didn't really like it, so I came back home, you know, after that year. I was training. I was back home in Houston training, you know, just training. And then one of my friends, his name Alonzo Highsmith, he ended up getting a head coaching job down here in Wilcox, out here in Arizona. And he had asked me, he's like, hey, man, can you come down here and help me, you know, get the program started and stuff like that? And I was like, man, I'm training, though. Like, I could possibly get picked up at any time. I don't know. And he was like, man, just train here. We got a weight room here. So I'm like, all right. I was thinking I'm just coming to Arizona. You know, I wasn't doing nothing but training. I was like, they got a weight room. I train there. And it's hot, like Houston. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, I won't lose nothing. So came out in the middle of the night. Oh, my God, middle of the night. So we got there like 2 or 3 in the morning. When I woke up the next morning, I'm like, where are we? This is not Arizona, you know. But I'm in Wilcox. The school was right there, the middle school, the high school, and a corner store. I'm like, dude, where are we? Dude, he told me he's coming to Arizona. He was like, this is Arizona. We're in Wilcox. I'm looking for it on the map. I'm like, dude, I don't know where you got me. But I ended up staying. You know, I was training.
Yeah.
First day in the summer, we had 7 kids in the weight room.
No kidding.
7 kids. And I was like, where's the football team? You know, this is where you grind at the workouts. And one of the kids like, Coach, they don't come in the summer. They not going to come until August. I was like, it's too late. We in trouble if they going to come in August. And so I remember me, Coach Highsmith, and the 7 kids, we went walking around. We went walk to the stores. We went to McDonald's, went to Circle K, the swimming pool, because all the kids, they worked in the summer.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, look, we need y'all at workouts. If y'all want to, we the new coaches, and y'all want to be on this team, you have to show up in the summer. And we talked to their bosses. Their boss was like, oh, sure, they can leave. They can go. Whenever they have to go to practice, they can go to practice. They can come in anytime.
Yeah.
So everything was cool. So we ended up getting maybe my first year, I think we had a total of 22 kids. 22 kids
for the whole program.
Whole program. We didn't even have enough jerseys my first year.
No kidding.
For 22 kids, we didn't have enough jerseys. So it was rough, and we had some kids, we knew coaches. You know how it is when it's new people.
Mm-hmm.
Some of the seniors, the older guys, was halfway in, halfway out. And we ended up going 5-5 that year. We made the playoffs.
Kidding.
Made the playoffs.
No
Don't
kidding.
know how, because I think the last game we ended up losing to Benson, but everybody behind us lost. So it kept us at 16.
Mm-hmm.
So we ended up getting in the playoffs.
Yeah.
We ended up getting into the playoffs. And the kids were shocked, just like we were shocked. But I'm like, hey, if we would have all bought in from the beginning, we could have been well off. But we went up to St. John's and we played them, and we had them on the ropes. It came down to the final possession. They were shocked just as
the number one seed.
Hey, we had them, and they ended up winning it. You know, it was a good game for our boys to build off that, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember after the game, Coach Hosman told them, the kids were crying, and he told them to remember that feeling. Remember how you felt losing this, what we need to do this summer to go to work. And that next year, I think we ended up getting like 30 kids. 30 kids came out. We ordered new jerseys because we needed them. And we went 7-3 my second year.
That is awesome.
7-3 my second year. And so after that, I ended up becoming I was the defensive coordinator.
Mm-hmm.
I was a defensive coordinator. And so around that time, August, maybe mid-August after the first game was starting, I got a call from the Tennessee Titans. My agent had called me and was like, they want to bring you in for a workout. And I was like, dang. I was like, man, I didn't play in the game. I didn't coach the game already. And I was loving what I'm doing. The kids who had been training with me all summer, they was doing my workouts because I was training.
Yeah.
We running around the town. We doing 3 or 4 miles, running around the whole town. So they was training with me in the weight room. And I had got to that first game, and I just fell in love with it. And I had told my agent, I said, I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And he was like, are you sure? He was like, are you sure? He was like, I was like, I think so. I was like, I don't want to go there and I get cut and I lose this opportunity. I'm going to have to start all the way back over. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And I ended up staying. I told him, I think I'm done with it.
Yeah.
You know, and he was like, are you sure? Like I was like, I think I'm done with it. And I ended up staying with them. And like I said, I ended up doing 3 years down there, 4 years? Yeah, 3 or 4 years down there. I ended up becoming the head girls basketball coach.
No kidding.
I ended up becoming the middle school coach, the track coach.
Making the best of where you were, man.
So I was just, you know, and I was inspiring a lot of kids. And I think the kids was kind of getting attached to me. And I was like, I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I ended up meeting my fiance, my now fiance. You know, we got a little one. Her name's Annika. So I ended up meeting, I think it was all full circle for me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I met them. And then my fiance ended up getting into the pharmacy school right before COVID.
Okay.
So she ended up getting accepted to the University of Arizona. And I was like, I think she was like, I'll just drive. And I was like, that's like 2 hours.
That's a long one, yeah.
What if you have a late night studying and you get home 2 o'clock in the morning and you got to get back to a 7 o'clock class in the morning?
Yeah.
That's crazy. You know what I'm saying? And she was like, well, we'll do it. Not knowing, we didn't know COVID was going to happen, you know? So, because it would have worked because she ended up being online. So I could have ended up staying, but I was like, no, let's just get down there so I know you can get back and forth to work. Because we was going to go to Vail. We were trying to keep it close because her mom still lives in, my mother-in-law still lives in Wilcox. So we tried to keep it close, but we ended up moving to Marana. I got a call because I was applying for just a job. I wasn't going to work. And I wasn't going to coach. I mean, I was going to work, but I wasn't going to coach. So I was like, let me just get somewhere and teach. Yeah. You know, and I ended up, Marana ended up calling me the head coach. His name was Louis Ramirez. Yeah. He ended up calling me, was like, hey, man, you trying to coach? I was like, not really. I said, I just need a job. He's like, man, don't worry about that. I need you to coach. I was like, man, I really wasn't going to coach my first year. I want, like, you know, my fiance to get started with school and all that. And then I'm trying to find a place for my daughter, you know, she got into sports and stuff like that. Yeah. So I was like, let me just teach my first year. And he was like, we have a daycare here. She can just go here. I'm like, dang, it's too good to be true. Like,
he ain't lying, though.
I was like, yeah. I was like, I didn't know that. They had a school. So I ended up getting in at Marana. I was a special ed teacher. You know, I loved it because I was sped teacher and Wilcox.
What year did you get at Marana?
I think it was COVID year, 2020.
2020.
COVID year, yeah. Because no kids, when we started school, no kids was at the school. Everything was online. I met all my kids for the first time online.
Okay.
You know, I met the football players for the first time online. We was having meetings online. So, you know, I ended up getting down here to Marana. You know, I got to the school, we started, and from there, you know, I was in SPED, and I really enjoyed SPED. You know, it was that right there. I think that has helped me with coaching. You know, I had two, when I was in Wilcox, I had an outstanding kid named Dylan. You know, he was autistic, he didn't speak, and me and him really bonded. You know, it made me really like have patience and try to understand. He could communicate like any one of us. He just communicate differently. Yeah. And I understand that going into coaching, these kids all learn the plays differently. You know what I'm saying? I'm giving the same message, but it's coming to each one of their ears differently. And I have to be able to teach it to them in those different ways for them to still get it. And I think me being in that kind of really helped me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And then when I got here in Marana, they kept me in that position. And again, it only kind of helped me with the kids. I was able to talk to each kid different, you know what I'm saying, and still give them the same rules. Hey, no means no, but the way I say no to you is probably different from him, even though it's the same thing. So, like I said, once I got out here and I got established, we had the first year, COVID year, we played, 2 games? Because they ended up shutting it down. We got maybe 3 games. They ended up shutting it down. We had our senior night early, first game senior night. They ended up shutting it down, and then after that, you know, I got that feeling back of coaching. I was like, man, what I was doing in Wilcox was fun. Because when I got here, I was just a running back coach and linebacker coach. So I ended up applying to Tucson High. I didn't get the job, you know, and the very next day I had told Louis, I said, I didn't get it. Well, I don't think I was getting it. Yeah. And he ended up not coming back. He didn't put in his slip. And he was like, man, you need to get the job here. And I was like, well, I haven't heard back from Tucson. He was like, trust me, you know, get the job here. And all the kids, and I even asked the current coaches that was on staff, I was like, what y'all think about me going for the job? And they was like, you go for it and we'll stay here with you. Oh, and you know, Coach Catalano, Coach Thomas, you know, Coach Angarelli, they was there and they was like, if you go for it, we'll stay here with you. When I went in for my interview, you know, for the job, I just remember being in there. We had the Booster Club, the president, her name Jennifer Spicer. She was in there. We had a kid from the football team. And then we had a couple other coaches in there. And then Dr. Mandel said, all week, kids been coming here every day saying, we got to hire this coach. We got to hire this coach. And I was like, for real? I was like, they did that? But what's crazy is, I'll tell you a quick story. What's crazy was my junior year, my head coach had left. He went to another school, took another job. And me and a couple of my friends, we did the exact same thing. We went to the principal and was like, hey, we need to keep our defensive coordinator, because we knew we had to keep that group together to go to state, because we ended up going to state my senior year. But we was like, we have to keep that coach to keep it all the same. Because we felt like a new coach was going to come in and mess everything up. So we all used to go down there. So when he told me that, it hit home. It made me like, it took me back. And I was like, and I remember going home and texting my friends like, dude, all the kids went up to the principal and was asking him to hire me. I was like, y'all remember when we did that? Like, it brought me back to that time. And when he told me that, I was like, whoa. I was like, I remember saying that to me. I was like, I remember me doing that. Like, that's crazy that they did that. Yeah. And, you know, and to this day, I thank them, you know, and I'm like, man, I'm thankful for them being able to allow me to come in and teach them this game that I grew up loving. So, you know, taking over the program my first year, it was 2 levels coming in. It was only 2 levels. And I think once they officially said I had the job, I think we had 75 kids. Yeah. We had freshman team and we had a varsity team. And I think that summer, first day of spring practice, it was 110 kids. Yeah. And I was like, whoa, this not the freshmen, not here now. The freshmen still in middle school. 110 kids. And I was like, where have all y'all been? You know what I'm saying? And they was like, something new. They want to come out and try it. So August come around, season about to start. No, the summer came, 66 freshmen came in. We jumped up to like 175, 176 kids. Wow. And I was like, whoa. And I immediately went to my AD and said, we're going to have the 3rd level. We got to find games. Because I believe for them to get better, they have to play. You're right. Practice is only going to do so much. They have to play. We have to find games. So that first year, we found the JV level 6 games. There you go. You know, I think the freshmen had more games. You know, I think the freshmen maybe had like 7 or 8. So that first year, you know, was rough, but those guys were able to develop, because that next year, my second year, like I said, the second year, we went to the second round. Those kids had developed the year prior.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, and I was like, those games were crucial. So I went back to the AD. I was like, we got to get them all 10 games. We have to, you know. And so last year we ended up with, I think the JV had 8 games. The freshman had 9, you know. And I'm like, okay, it's coming. It's coming. And then I think we went 7-3. Went 7-3. And then this past year we went 10-2. You know, the JV had 9. The freshman had 9. And so, and I think each one of them had winning records. All 3 levels above 500.
Nice.
You know, so, and looking back, and I'm like, hey, we building a program here.
Yep.
All 3 levels have had success in both, just like the varsity, the past 2 years, you know, and each level you can hear them. We want to be better than the varsity. JV, we're going to have a better record than the varsity. And I'm like, that's what you compete within. We compete within, we're going to be okay. So this past year, all of them had winning records. The varsity did too. So this year, we got all 3 level 10 games. So work in progress. We're excited about this season. You know, we built up the schedule this year with South Point coming in the first game. We go see them. And then on the third game, we go see the defending state champs, Higley. We're going there, you know. So I tell the kids, we only lost 1 road game.
Yeah.
We only lost 1 road game in the last 2 years. So I like our chances on the road.
Yeah,
so,
there you go.
You know, we have to go in those hostile environments and create our own energy. That's the one thing we always tell the kids. We have to create our own energy when we go into those games. And that's what's getting us through those games. So I think it's been good. We beat Cienega last year for the first time. They said we haven't beat Cienega.
No, it has no. They took, when I played there, they took us out of playoffs.
Yeah,
the playoffs
so I learned that last year. When they said, you know, it's your first time ever beating Cienega.
Yep,
the kids was going crazy. I think our training staff was going crazy. I was like, it was just another game to me. I didn't know all the history, and they had
community was going crazy.
Oh, they was telling me we have never beat Cienega, so that was a big burden off our chest, you know. So next is South Point. You know, South Point's been the talk of the town these last few years down here in Southern Arizona. So I think the kids excited. Hey, we get to play South Point, another team down here that we haven't beat. So why not? I like the challenge. So we excited, man, and the kids excited. The community is excited. So I'm just happy, man. I'm just happy that it's getting ready to come.
You said something to me before we recorded because, you know, listeners, before we have these podcasts, we like to sit and hang out and learn about each other and talk about what we're going to bring up in the show. And you said this. You said, if anybody wants to win a state title, they're going to have to go through us.
Oh, yes, definitely, definitely. Well, because for the past few years, you know, if you want to win a state title, you have to go through South Point. South Point dominated Southern Arizona these past few years. We seen it. They made the playoffs, you know. I go do my research. Now, what we've been doing these past 2 years, we've been building so we can go win a state title. You know, so if any of these teams down here in Southern Arizona, I don't mean to be cocky, they're gonna have to go through Marana. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, it's the first thing you see coming in, and it's the last thing you see going out. You know, you have to go to Marana if you're coming to Southern Arizona. So if they want to go to state title to go down there in Phoenix, they're gonna have to come through Marana first. So
I love it.
And that's the one thing we teaching our kids. They're gonna have to go through us to get to that state title. So we're gonna have to raise our level of play. Yeah. And I think the kids they said, let's do it then, coach. You know, so like I said, we started this summer off hot. You know, so we looking forward to the challenge.
Yeah, you guys won a championship in the 7-on-7s competition over at the U of A.
Yeah, we won it. We beat some big teams.
You can say what happened with Chandler Hamilton. What was going on with that?
We beat Chandler. We beat Highland. We beat Basher twice. You know, we beat some of those big names that you hear down there.
Basher was the state champions of the state in the Open 8, right?
All of them won state down there. So for us, with our we got a young team. We got a lot of sophomores and juniors. So for us to go in that environment like that and winning in front of that stage with those young guys, tell me we're doing the right things over here in Marana. We the one thing I don't like people say is like we don't have the same athletes as those people down there in Phoenix. We do have the same athletes. They might have more, but we have athletes down here in Southern Arizona. You know, I think the one thing that we do at Marana, we coaching our kids up. Yeah. So we might don't have as many athletes, you know, but our guys are well coached, and we can play with those athletes that you got. And I think some of those teams took notice on Monday, like, yeah, they do. You know, they do got those athletes. So
they do.
Like I said, it was a good confidence boosters for our kids, you know, and I think using that going early in the summer, we gonna have to work, you know. So
yeah, for sure.
It's pretty good.
What's the best part about being a coach?
Best part about being a coach is, you know, I get to inspire, you know, I get to be with those kids. I get to touch each one of those lives, you know, and each thing that I do, I say how I act, how I talk, I hear it in those kids. So I know they're listening to me. So I got to make sure that I'm on my P's and Q's because I know they listening. Like I wear the big cowboy hat. I'm from Texas. So I wear the big cowboy hat, the straw hat. It's a straw hat, but it's a cowboy hat. all the kids wear the hat, so everything they do and some things that they wear and stuff I wear too. They be like, look at Coach with the swag and all that. And I said, we're family. The one thing I do preach over there at Marana is family.
Yeah.
It's different playing for a guy that you don't know and then playing for like one of your brothers. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to go a little bit harder for my brother. That's my brother right there. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to make sure he's okay every time. If he need me to go make this play, I'm going to go make this play for him. You know what I'm saying? So that's the one thing we do preach over there is family. So, man, being a coach, man, it's fun. It's exciting. I get to, like I said, I get to be with those kids, and then I get to go home and be with my own kid. She loves the boys. She always talk about the boys.
Yeah.
Daddy, are we going to see the boys? And she done made friends with them and stuff like that. And then some of my other coaches, they have daughters too, so they bring them to practice.
Yeah.
And they always talk about the boys.
The boys.
You know what I'm saying? So, like I said, it's a family, and I always encourage the coaches, bring your kids out here, all your practice, let them play. And growing up, they gonna remember these times.
Yeah.
Even some of the like my kids that went off to college, man, I remember when Coach Steward's daughter was out there playing, running around and stuff like that. So it's been fun, man. I think just being a coach, man, it's a one of a kind job, man. Anybody just can't be a coach, man.
No.
Not a coach that touch lives and stuff like that. It's hard. It's hard work, but for me, I think it's easy because I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And like people's like, you don't get tired because I don't sleep during the season. Right now, I think I go to sleep 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. I'm up at 5. It's because I'm constantly thinking, what can I do to put those kids in the best positions for them to be successful?
Yeah.
I'm always thinking. They was like, you don't get tired? I was like, this is not tiring. This is what I'm
amped.
Yeah, I'm saying. This is not tiring. Tiring is when I go coach track and stuff like they work the heck. I tell my track coach all the time, Coach Doge, I said, dude, you make me earn my money in track. I don't work this hard in football. It's like, golly. And football, because it comes so easy to me in football. Because like I said, I think this is what I'm supposed to be doing. I'm supposed to be coaching, inspiring, and stuff like that. So I make sure I keep doing it. I keep making sure I'm living the right way, and good things just keep coming my way. So
yeah. Well, your impact goes so much further than the game, right? We were talking about just being on time to things.
Yeah.
Right. Learning how to deal with struggle and failure. Like it translates into your workforce. It translates into raising a family. Yeah. It's so important. And what you're doing is so important. And the community recognizes it. Like people are watching. They're excited for this season. Like this is big for this. You talk about a small town, right? Yeah. It's one of the bigger small towns. It's growing so fast.
I was in a small town. Wilcox was a small town. And I enjoyed every bit of Wilcox. Coming from the big city, going to Wilcox, changed my whole perspective on everything. Like, whoa, this is small. I didn't think a small town could get this small. I remember the big high rises, the buildings back home in Texas, and then Marana gives me that small town feel, but it's a little bit bigger, and I'm closer to the city. You know what I'm saying? But I like it. You know what I'm saying? I don't have to worry about traffic.
Yeah.
That 5 o'clock traffic in Texas is horrible. So I don't have to worry about traffic. I don't have to worry about sweating all day. It's hot out here, but the humidity out there in Texas is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm enjoying it out here. So that's crazy. But like you said about those life lessons that football teaches us, man, it's just great. Like you're saying, showing up on time, when you get from a table, push your chair in, or like last night we had a game, and after the game was over, the kids all know we got to clean up. They bring the trash bags. They know we're going to have to clean up our mess. Those things right there are going to go a long way. It's bigger than football. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's not going to go play professional football. Somebody's going to, like I told you, somebody's going to have to be a doctor. Somebody's going to have to be a lawyer, things like that. And you got to know you have to show up on time. You know what I'm saying? You have to do your work, things like that. You got to know how to talk to people. You got to know how to work with others in those different settings. And I think that's the one thing we teach it. What's crazy is my first year. First meeting, team meeting, talking to the boys, introducing myself. And then I said, okay, let's go to the field, and like that. And all of them just ran out of there. Nobody pushed their chair in. It was one guy.
Tested him.
It was one guy.
One guy.
His name was Sam Brown. Oh, my God. I love Sam Brown.
Yeah.
Sam Brown, I love him to death.
Not surprised.
He was the only guy in there pushing those chairs. And I said, no, Sam, you don't have to do that for everybody. They should know to push their chair in. I went back out there. I said, now, every last one of y'all go back in the library. They was like, for what? We're going to practice. None of y'all pushed your chair in. And Sam was the only one in there doing it. So I made all of them go back in there and push their chair in. I said, the next time y'all do something like this, show up late or just anything, it's going to cost all of us, and I make them do them up downs. They don't like it, but
we
gonna do those up downs. And they, as soon as they hear those up downs, they know what time it is, you know. And that's the one thing that I'm trying to teach them, even like at school, during the school year. You know, I talked to the administration up there. I said, if any of my football players come in here late to school, let me know, because I'm gonna get all of them
watching.
And they was like, why all of them? Why just not the guy? I was like, because when he late, if he do something bad on that field, it's not gonna just cost him. It's gonna cost all of us.
Absolutely right.
He gave up that touchdown, and we all lost. Not just him, we all lost. So if he has a problem getting to school, one of your teammates need to go get him.
Right, yeah.
Or call him, wake him up. Hey, make sure you get on the bus this morning. You know, and I think these last 2 years, we've been doing a good job of that. So they know not to come in there late. Or if it's a game day and you come late, you're not even playing. You got to show up on time to come work. You know what I'm saying? Because it messes with your whole day. I'm late. I'm scrambling. It messes you up. And the game is mental. And I tell them that all the time. The game is mental. When you're worrying about you're late, do I got my pads? I left my mouthpiece. You're not even focused on the game no more.
Yeah.
You know, so things like that. You show up on time, you ready.
Yeah.
I got all my stuff. So if you did leave something, you got time to go get it now. You know what I'm saying? Because you showed up on time. So things like that, I think football just teaches so much. You know what I'm saying?
You're right.
And then the discipline in it, it's big. I think a lot nowadays, a lot of kids need that discipline. You don't have to whoop the kid or yell. Like one thing I teach my coaches, we don't have to cuss at them. We don't have to yell at them. Sometimes you might have to give them a little kick in their butt to get them going. Yeah. You don't have to cuss at them. 9 times out of 10, I feel like they want to be out there anyway. I know when I play football, I want to care what my coach is saying. I want to be out here. Yeah. We could do 1,000 up downs. I was coming back the next day because you want to be out there. So that's one thing I try to tell the coaches. They want to be out here. Let's coach them. Let's get better. Let's have fun, you know?
Yeah.
So the one thing we do a lot of fun stuff there. That's the one thing. If you ask those kids, they'll tell you. We had water. We did what's that? Dodgeball.
Oh yeah.
We did it with water balloons. We bought that 500 pack. Put it at the 50.
All the needles on there to
put
listen
it at
up.
the 50, and they went. They all no. They did go to town. They all came after me.
Oh dang!
I thought they was gonna. We was having a good time, and all of them grabbed the balloon. They had set me up. They all grabbed the balloon and looked at me, and I got hit with about 500 balloons that day. It was bad, but I said, we definitely not doing that again. Because I figured they was going to hit each other, and they all came after me. So little things like that, I try to switch up. We do other things other than football to keep them going. I know next week I rented out the Harkison Theater, take them to the movies. We're going to go see Transformers. Yeah. Try to do little things to switch it up, you know, because the bonding, the team aspect, you know, that is important to me. We have to be here. Like I said, we're family. And we'll play a little different if you plan for your family. So that's why I teach it over there. And that's why I said I love the coaching, man. You get to experience all these different things, man. See different kids. They all come from different backgrounds, man. And they teach me things. I teach them things. So it's just all good.
How do the people in the community reach out to you and help out the program? You know, the program can use money for stuff, right? To better the program. It's always a goal to provide resources for the guys playing. You know, it's one thing to be super successful and win a bunch of games, but it's another thing when the community is really, really backing you, you know, and we want to provide a resource and a way for people to contact you to help out the program. So how do they go about doing that?
So we do have a website, maranafootball.com.
Okay.
You know, they can reach out to us at maranafootball.com, or my email's on the website. They can reach me out directly. My phone number's there. I'm always looking for different resources.
Yeah.
I don't mind walking into stores. Can I talk to your manager? I'm always looking for the resources for the kids. And the kids know, I tell them, we go to these different high schools and they see different things. Oh, how they got those flickering lights and stuff like that. And like I tell them, if they got it, we should have it too. It's no way. It's why should they have it and we don't have it? I tell them that all the time. If they have it, we should have it too. We go to public schools just like them, you know. So anything that can help, I'm always for. If you need the boys to come out and do different things, you know, that's going to help them, I don't mind bringing them out to do that, because I think the community service and stuff like that is very important. You know what I'm saying? I remember last year we walked in Gladden Forums for the 9/11 just to show, you know, that we respect and we honor those people that had to go through that. And we did that. You know, and some of the kids, they weren't even born around the time. They don't have a clue what it was about.
Yeah, you're right.
But I told them, this is key. I don't care what level you go to. you're going to have to do the community service part because that is important. You know what I'm saying? It's bigger than just you. It's people out there, you know, overseas, you know, laying their life on the line for us to be able to come up and do this, you know, and stuff like that. Those soldiers out there doing the different things. So we able to come out here and play football and stuff like that. It's kids that's dealing with real situations, that's in hospitals dealing with cancer and stuff like that. Yeah. So for us to be able to come out here and play this game of football, we have to give back. So that's why I always try to reach out to the communities, like, help me. You know, I think for us to be able to win and be good, we have to be able to prepare. And to be able to prepare, we have to have the equipment, you know. Right, yeah. You know, and that's the one thing I think we lack in there, the equipment, the lack of resources. So if anybody out there willing to help, man, we all for it, you know. Okay. If it's something good and it's going to help those boys, we're all for it. And I'm talking to all the business. I don't care, small, big, we'll do it, and we'll represent you to the fullest because we appreciate you helping us out because we need the help, you know. So, and I thank everybody that's been helping. So the Marana community has been great to us. Yeah. You know, a lot of those local sponsors have came and bought banner sales for us and different stuff like that. Awesome. And I email them and I tell them I thank you, you know. Yeah. And that's the one thing I fear. What if I always tell my coach, what I put on a camp, what if nobody come? You know, what if nobody come to the games? And he was like, you did your part. Yeah. Now it's on them, you know what I'm saying? And so that was the one thing I always fear. What if nobody ever come? And he was like, if you do your part, the rest it's gonna work itself out, you know. So, and Coach Yankarelli, he's been my mentor through it all. Yeah. You know, he's been coaching 30-some years. He's my defensive coordinator, and he's kind of he's been helping me through the whole process. My first year, you know what's crazy? I was getting my master's. Wow. Okay. I got my master's, so I didn't never sleep my first year. I was getting my coaching my first year. I got my master's, you know, I got my master's in sports administration, and he was always right there on my side, you know, just helping me get through it and stuff like that. And so I really appreciate him, and you know, and my booster club, the ladies, they do a great job of helping me go get more resources for the boys. Yeah. Or I feed all 3 levels. So if it's like places food places, if you don't want to like donate money, give us a team meal, things like that, you know. And like I said, the Booster Club, they do a great job of going to these different businesses, and like Safeway will give us they'll feed all 3 levels for this game. They'll do 2 or 3 games out of the season. They'll give us water. It don't have to be money, but little things like that go a long way. Sure. We need water, the Powerade. And like I said, I feed the kids the food. Chick-fil-A will come out and give us Chick-fil-A sandwiches. They'll bring out the cow and stuff like that to one of the games and do things like that. So like I said, we got a couple of businesses that's in Marana doing their thing, and we love it, you know. We always try to show our appreciation for them doing that, and, you know, we try to represent Marana, you know. I think Bill Luke just moved in. And I already been on them before they moved in. I was talking to the workers, the contract workers building the thing. They was like, oh, we don't have nothing to do with that. You got to talk to the office people. I said, man, y'all can come build us something too if y'all want to. So he was like, you got to wait a couple of weeks, man, when those people get in here. So I ended up waiting, and I ended up going in there and talking to them. And they was like, man, we will love to help out. We thank you for coming here and even considering us being a sponsor or something like that. So I'm waiting on them to get back and stuff like that. So like I said, the town of Marana has been great to us. You know what I'm saying? But I know it's some people out there that don't even know, like, we didn't know y'all needed the help. For sure. You know, there's still some business out there that I got to get to. And like I said, I like to talk. So I go in there and I talk to them. Hey, man, how can we help you help us? So, yeah, absolutely. So I'm all for it, man. And I hope this get out to all those, you know, those businesses. Hey, we need the help, you know, so. For sure. So if you're interested in helping, we're going to put that link, MaranaHighSchoolFootball.com, in the episode. So those that are listening can go and click that link, go to the website, and help out however they can. I appreciate that. All right. Yeah, we got you, man. I appreciate that. So let's talk about the next thing. What are your goals for this year? Goals, goals. I got a lot of different goals. I got team goals. So one of my goals for like the entire program. So I do this one thing as far as I'm real big on grades. I wasn't a big school guy. I'm not gonna lie to you. I went to school every day, and I said I wasn't a school guy. It's because I knew I get to go to football practice after school. Yeah. So I went every single day. I had probably perfect attendance. I always went. But I wasn't the best in class. Class clown, that was me. I always was in trouble. I wasn't doing nothing where I was being disrespectful to the teacher. I was just in there talking all the time. Like I said, I like to talk. After I get done with my work, we finna have some podcasts in there. We finna talk about some stuff. Yeah. So, and that's what kind of got me in trouble. I was always off task doing other stuff, but I was like, I wasn't off task. I'm done with the work. So that was me, you know. And the one thing my coach, he probably don't even know this to this day, he had told me, you have to figure this part out or you're not going to be able to play football. You have to figure out the school part. That is important. You have to get those grades or all this football you're doing, all those scholarships that's coming your way, it's don't mean nothing.
Yeah.
So I don't know what those words did something to me. It clicked. And I think going into my junior year, I probably never got in trouble ever again.
Mm-hmm.
It's something just clicked. Mm-hmm. And I think it was me knowing that I was going to lose football if I didn't figure this school part out.
Yeah.
And like I said, I figured it out. I had offers from a lot of different schools. I ended up taking the one at the University of Houston. I was a mama's boy. I wanted to stay close home to my mom. So I knew I wasn't going to. When they offered me, I'm coming. I'm coming because I didn't want to leave. I was mama's boy.
Yeah.
My mom stayed not too far from me. And what's crazy was she didn't stay far from me, and I never really went home. But I just knew she was right there if I did need her. So and I think that's what it was. She was able to come to my games and stuff like that. And that was big for me. For us growing up, my mom was always at my games. Her and my sisters, my aunties, my dad's sisters, they all came and they all supported me. So that's why I wanted to make sure they see me in college.
Yeah.
My mom used to come up to St. Louis and watch me play up there too, so it was good to be able to do that. So at school here, I'd have this policy, anything under a C, you have to go to tutoring after school.
No kidding.
You have to. Anything under C, because my thing, if it gets to a D, it's going to F. I know it. If it got that low, it's going to keep going low. So once it get under that C, you have to go to tutor in the first hour until you get that grade back up. And then you can come to practice. Once that grade gets back up above a C, you can come straight to practice. But if it's below that C, you go to tutoring for that first hour, and then you come to practice. So I'm real big on that, and I do this thing where at our banquet, we give out these Scholar Baller Awards. If you kept a 3.0 throughout the whole season.
Yeah.
So my goal for the team is to have everybody get one of those Scholar Ballers. My man John Kashner, he makes these plaques for me, and I order 100. He was like, golly, that's a lot. And I was like, because I really needed 200 because I want all of them. That's my goal, to get all of them. And then my the AD assistant, she prints out a list that told me who keeps a 3.0. And I think last year, my first year, we had maybe 40, 50. This past year, we had almost 105 kids. So it's working. It's a progress.
Yeah.
But one of my goals for the season, everybody 3.0 throughout the whole entire season. You know what I'm saying? I want to be able to give all those kids to take home one of those Scholar Baller things. This past year, another one of my goals were everybody that come through this program graduates. You have to graduate high school. Coming through this program, because we push the academics. We push all those different things. So to see them to go on and graduate and be successful is great. I had 16 seniors. I had 15 that graduated 2 weeks ago. So I was one short. So this year I want to make sure all my seniors able to walk across that stage. Yeah. And I went there with my camera and I took pictures of every last one of them. Because to me, that's big. You have to get out of high school to start your life. You have to get out of here. So that's one of my goals for this year. All my seniors graduate. Now when it comes to football, my team goal for them, state title. That's going to always be the goal. No, there's no point of settling for just a playoff. Let's make the playoffs. No. Yeah. Let's get in that state title game. You know what I'm saying? Because if we get in the game, we got a chance. If we get in that game, we got a fighting chance. You know what I'm saying? But we got to get there. And by getting there, it starts here in the summer. We get up every morning. Yeah. We get up every morning at 5 o'clock and we go to work.
It's where the games are won.
And I tell you say that's crazy. I tell the kids that after every Friday game. Yeah. We didn't win this game because of what we did this week.
You won that in June.
We won this game we won this way back in June. We got up at 5 o'clock. Because that's the grind I always try to tell them about. We have to grind in the summer so we can be successful in the fall. And I think they starting to understand that. And I told the seniors before this summer, I said, if y'all show up, they're going to show up. We have to be here in the summer for us to have success. And y'all seen what the last 2 classes done. They showed up in the summer because they wanted to win. Yeah. And it showed in August. You know what I'm saying? It showed in September that we wanted to win. And then late November, it showed because we put in all that work already. The win's going to – I tell the kids all the time, if you fall in love with the process, the win's going to come.
Preach it.
The process is where it's at. And if they fall in love with that process, it's going to be that. So my team goal this year is to get a state title. You know what I'm saying? Another one of my goals for my younger levels is to be over 500, have a winning season. Because that lets me and the coaches know we're doing it right. Yeah. We're doing it right. We're coaching them up right, and they're able to go out there and put that success out there on the field. And it's only a testament to what we're doing over here as coaches. And we out there, we're coaching, and a lot of these coaches – They're giving up their summer. They're giving up some of their free time. And I try to tell their wives and their girlfriends, I'm sorry, but for us to be good, I need them here, you know. And I try to get them out of practice on time so they can get to practices. So they can get to dinner and stuff on time. But, you know, and I have to tell my fiance, I'm sorry. I'm going to get there, but I want these kids to be successful because that's how it was for me. My coach always made sure we was in a good position for us to be successful, where it was on the field or off the field, you know what I'm saying? Or we always giving them little gems. Hey, he's a good guy in math. Go ask him to help you study so you can learn it. You know what I'm saying? Help. This your brother right there. Help him. So we always giving them little things like that. Like if you need help, reach out and stuff like that. So that's one of my goals. But my ultimate goal is to go win a state title, man. Yeah. And keep those rolling. You know, bring one back here to Southern Arizona. It's been a long time, you know, since the state title came down here from any level. You know, 1A, 2A. It's been a while. So I think that's our goal, to try to bring one back here, you know.
I think it's been since the 60s, right?
It's been a while.
1968, 67, something.
South Point come close all the time. They come close. But
I was talking for Marana, sorry. But yeah, Southern Arizona, even Southern Arizona.
It's been a while.
I think it was.
For Marana, it is the 60s, though. You're right. It was the 60s.
Man, so when I was playing at Marana in 07, Sabino lost to Glendale Cactus, and Paula Verde won state.
Yeah.
I think that's the last one I can remember. I'm sure there's been another one. I think Ironwood might have won one.
I want to say they did.
They did.
I want to say they did. Yeah.
But still, it's been a while. It's been a dry spell, and a lot of people are bringing up that argument that the Phoenix schools they have all the talent and they have all the resources. But here's the deal. This is, and if you disagree with this, but I was always told every school has the talent inside its base to win a state title in every sport.
It's crazy to say that, because the one thing I got my past 2 years from everybody, hey, what did you do to change the program around so fast? I didn't do nothing. They was already there. I didn't bring in no kids from Texas.
They're here.
They was already there. You know what I'm saying? I just got them in the weight room. I just gave them a goal to go try to achieve. I gave them a why. I gave them a reason why we out here, a purpose. And when they figure out why they was doing it, they bought into it. And it showed, you know what I'm saying? I was like, we didn't get no kids from nowhere else. No kids transferring our school. They was already there. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? We got in that weight room in the summer. We worked. Yeah. We worked for it, and now we're starting to see some kids that live in the area that was going to the South Points, that was going down there to Tucson, they're starting to come back home.
Why were the kids that were living closer to Marana High School going to these other schools?
Just talking to them, a lot of them wanted to go to successful programs. You know, they wanted to go where they was winning, you know, and I think Marana was in a drought. They wasn't really winning. So a lot of kids was navigating over there, but I think it was because, you know, we wasn't winning, but that's right there to me is, I want to go to Marana so I can put them back on the map. You know, that process right there of the grind, you know. A lot of people don't like grinding anymore. They don't want to work for it. They just want to get handed. Like,
don't be hitting notes. Don't be hurting feelings now.
Yeah, I want to go. I want to go there because, you know, they are good. They're already winning, and I'm like,
throw the jersey on. I'm good already.
Yeah, and I'm good. I go here, and I'm like, yeah, but are you contributing to that good? You just went there because the name sounds good.
Plus playing time. You know what I mean? If you're playing at a different program and you get more playing time. Like,
thank you. So being at Marana, like I tell the kids, we have to work for everything.
Yeah. You know
what I'm saying? Because
it's a different mentality.
When you get out in that real world, they not just going to hand it to you.
You can't expect anything.
You got to earn it. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we teaching over there. You got to earn everything. From starting to everything, getting your jerseys. And like I tell the kids, even taking team pictures. You don't show up the whole summer and then come on picture day. No, it don't work that way. You have to earn the right to be in that team picture. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not fair to the kids that's coming every day.
Yeah. Nope.
You know what I'm saying? And I think those boys understand that, man, we're going to have to show up in the summer and work if we want an opportunity to play, because this right here is going to help us later. When we get in the season and we beating teams by 40, 60 points, it's because we showed up in the summer and we worked for it. You know what I'm saying? And I think I see a lot of kids, they be talking to their boys when we go to these different tournaments. Man, I want to come over there, man. Y'all winning.
Yeah.
It's because we're working for it.
Yep.
We're working over here for it. We not just, we didn't just go to school because the name sounded good. And I'm not even playing over here. You're right. You come play for us.
Yeah.
I want all the kids to play.
Yeah.
That's why I tell them, I want to be able to put every last one of y'all in the game. You know what I'm saying? But we have to get to that level where if the one guy go out, the next guy go in, he just as good.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And that's what it's about. Hey, after this series, let him go get some reps. He just as good as you. You know what I'm saying? Let them all play. That's the one thing we preach. Let them all play. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I think what we doing, a lot of kids that was living nearby and seeing the success because, the talk gets around fast
Mm-hmm.
around
Marana.
So
yeah.
I think they was like, I think some of the parents like, dude, you really can just go 10 minutes down the street into Marana instead of going way over there.
Mm-hmm.
And I think some of the kids starting to see that, you're right. I can go there. All my buddies I went to middle school and elementary went going there.
Yeah.
But you went 40 minutes down the road when you could have came right here. And, and that's why I respect a lot of those boys that stayed right there
Mm-hmm.
and came there and they did their thing. Like I had a quarterback last year, Elijah Joplin.
Yeah,
he
amazing.
Probably could have went play for any school, but he stayed there and grinded it out. Desmond Roebuck coming in.
Yeah.
I know all those Phoenix schools want him, but he stayed right here in his hometown and he grinded it out, and the success came anyway.
Yes, it did.
Because if you, like I tell the kids all the time, if you're good, they're gonna come find you.
Yep.
Don't matter where you at. If you're good, they're gonna come find you. You know what I'm saying? So I think us having that mentality, a lot of kids is flocking our way, and I'm excited.
Yeah.
We welcome everybody with open arms. Come join the Tiger family.
Yeah.
Parents and all, I tell them all, come join the Tiger family. We doing a good thing over here. We teaching them the right things. Some of the things that you preaching at home, we teaching those things too.
Yeah.
Like I even tell a boy, make your bed up, and when you get out of it, you know how hard it is to make your bed up every single day.
Not hard.
It takes a discipline. It takes discipline.
It does take discipline, but the actual action,
it's not hard.
Yeah.
But
it's discipline.
But it is hard.
Yeah.
When I asked the boy, he's like, man, coach, sometimes I just forget.
You don't even have adults doing that, man.
Sometimes he said, sometimes I just forget. Like I just run out of the house. I said, I know, but what if you had that ultimate, discipline of every morning I get up, I'm gonna make this bed.
Yeah.
Things like that. And that's what we're trying to teach the boys. Like, especially being at a tournament yesterday, over 2,000 people, it was 32 high schools there.
Wow.
All their friends were there. And I said, the team, I tell them every time we go to the tournament, the team that can stay focused the longest is going to win. Because I tell my coach now, there's so many distractions out here now. I didn't have those distractions when I played. They got the world at their palm, right there on their phone. They got the world at their hands. And it's so many distractions, so many other things to do than to just focus on this football. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and I keep trying to preach that to them. We have to stay focused. We have to stay focused. I think the mentality to be able to stay focused is going to take us a long way.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It's going to take us far. And I think, like I said, I think my kids, they're great. They're wonderful. And I think they're starting to see that about me. Like, man, Coach Stu going to get us ready physically. But the mental part of the game, we have to be locked in. Every little thing, like I think the game days, I have every minute accounted for.
Yeah.
Leading up to the game. I get them out of class early. I feed them. We have chapel for some of the kids that want to go to team chaplain, and then when we get on the bus, ain't no talking. Lock in. You're not in math class. You're not in history class. Let's focus about the game. What is my job? What is my assignment? You know what I'm saying? We already got you physically ready in the summer. You're in great shape. Now it's the mental part of the game that people don't really talk about. And that part is important to me because you have to be ready to go. Any little thing can take you off your game.
Wouldn't you agree that that's most of the game? 90%?
That's all of the game.
All the game.
That's all of it. That's
He's
all
all
of
it.
it. I'm telling you.
Yeah.
You have to mentally be ready to go in there and play football. If not, you get hurt.
Yeah. It's a battle.
Yeah, it's a battle. You have to be mentally prepared. And I played the linebacker position, and playing that position, you got to have a screw loose in there sometimes.
Yeah,
you hitting people every time.
100 miles an hour. It's like car accidents,
so
man.
That's the one thing I'm real big is on the mental part of the game.
Yeah.
And the kids are starting to understand that. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes they let it get away from them, and I say, look at the results. It got away from y'all. And they instantly see it when we was over there
Perfect game.
around.
Your playoff game at home last year, Sunny Slope.
Yeah.
Some of those guys, they lost their mental focus and got some crazy penalties. Yes. I think it was 50 yards, 40 yards they got moved. You know exactly what I'm talking about. I remember vividly. I was like, what is going on? But I saw your boys.
They know. They know and that's the one thing they know I don't play with.
Yeah.
When it comes to the game of football, you can't disrespect it. Trash talking, that's going to happen. That's part of the game.
Yeah.
But when it gets away from that, the hitting after the whistle, because during the whistle, you can hit me.
Yeah. Control violence, baby.
You can hit me. But when you come after the game and hit me, we're not doing football no more. Now you're disrespecting the game of football. And I keep telling them, you can't disrespect the game of football. You have to lock in. And when those kids are hooling around or they coaches, because that's what happened. I think one of their coaches must have gotten to the referees.
He got ejected. Yeah, he got ejected.
That messes with the kids mentally, though. My defense coordinator not here.
Yeah.
Man, now they rattled now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Totally off the game.
That's the one thing I tell my coaches. Don't say nothing to them refs. I don't say nothing to the refs. So y'all don't say nothing to them. I don't talk to the refs at all.
Proven.
I speak to them. I say, hey, how you doing? Because my thing is playing in the NFL, they got 1 million cameras.
Yeah.
And sometimes those refs still get the call wrong.
Mm-hmm. You're right. Yeah.
You know, it's human error. It happens. You know what I'm saying? It's high school. We ain't gonna be able to overturn that call anyway.
You better adapt.
So why yell at them? Let's next play. Let's go on. Let's keep moving. And I think the kids, they're understanding that. Like something that happened, they be like, forget that play, coach. What's the next play? Yeah, let's keep going. You know what I'm saying? And I think that's what's helping us a lot too. Like that, having that mentality. Like, hey, we ain't gonna be able to change that call. And I tell them, how about we score enough points with a ref?
Take the refs out of the game, man.
Can't do. They don't care what they call.
Take them out.
We up by 60 points. They can call holding 100 times. We're fine right now. So I'm saying. So and that's the one thing I try to tell them. And just me having a lot of like experience of playing the game.
Yeah.
You not changing the call. I used to see my high school coach yell at them refs. He'll call them by their first and last name. I'm like, jeez. And you know, and now that I'm in that role, I'm like, I know a lot of the refs. They cool. I speak to them. I always tell them good game. I appreciate them coming out here and doing what they do. You know, that's tough being a ref, you know. It's tough being a ref. I couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The crowd yelling at you. If I make the wrong call, even though it was the right call, they ready to beat me up because I made the right call. And I'm like, what did you want me to do? Cheat, lie?
You're wrong either way.
You can't make none of them happy. So I try to tell the kids, leave those refs alone. They already got a hard job now trying to make sure they make the right call every time.
Yeah.
So I don't mess with them, you know, and I always thank them at the end of the game. Hey, thank y'all for coming out here doing this. So, you know, like I said, man, I leave those refs along, man, and we just have a good time out there.
Good. Well, Coach Steward, it's been great having you here on this program.
Man, I appreciate it.
When's your guys' bye week?
So our bye week is late this year. It's around week 8 or week 7. So it's real late this year.
It is, okay.
It's during our winter break, not a winter break, but our fall break.
Okay, maybe we can reconvene then.
Yeah, we have a fall break and we have our bye week that same week. That was perfect. Our AD was able to get that done.
That's awesome.
Yeah. We got so all 3 levels. We made sure all 3 levels is off, and we getting a new field right now, new track.
Nice.
Oh, if you see it right now,
new
man,
turf and
everything.
Oh, I can't wait to see it.
Oh man, that's why I said we going in the season with a bang.
Here we go.
New turf, got a tough schedule. It's gonna be good. So right now, if you go to our school right now, it's just dirt, and you're like, what type of stuff is this? And the boys see it every morning, but I can't wait till it all comes full circle.
Excited.
They repaint our bleachers, you know.
Yeah.
Now we're a big 6A school. I think they're eventually gonna move us the football team up to 6A, but right now, you know, we preparing for it. You know, all the other sports are already in 6A and stuff like that. So we just preparing. We laying the foundation up so we can get to that. And, you know, so, man, I really appreciate you having me here,
For sure.
Me and be able to come out
Look
here
forward
and
to
talk
having you
about my
again.
football team, my players, my coaches, man.
We'll get together again like midway through the season, and then after the season we'll talk about it again and get ready for next year.
Oh, man, I'd love to come back, man.
All right.
Man, thank you.
Yeah. Hey, in the meantime, if you're looking for more podcasts, look through our catalog. We've got podcasts with the mayor, Terry Rosema, the town manager, small businesses in the area, and we've got stuff that Clint and I have done. We appreciate you tuning into this podcast. It means a lot. If you're looking to get your ad on this podcast, reach out to us. We can put you on here. You can have a video, voiceovers, or whatever you need to get your message out there. We hope you have a great day. Thank you.